Hi friends! So I wanted to take this time to explain in a little more detail the social studies project that I'm expecting from you guys due April 20th. I realized when I was looking back through the agenda that I wrote April 19th as a Monday, and it occurred to me when I was looking at my calendar, April 19th is a Sunday. So Monday, April 20th is when it's due. I'm not expecting you to hand anything in on Sunday. So let's get that cleared up and out of the way first. My apologies. So for your project, it's all about how Greek culture has influenced modern day culture all over the world, okay? We're going to kind of reference our little nook of the world, so modern day life for us, perhaps specifically within our country. You got a packet that looked like this. It has little spots for you to jot down notes and what you have learned along the way with some written response portions. Please do that as you go as well, all right? But when you actually get into the packet, you'll notice that it has all sorts of reading. There's a lot of pages. It talks about the Greek language. It talks about Greek, or we could say Grecian sports, artwork, architecture like buildings, government, music. Did I already say music? Things like jewelry. So each page, or every few pages, touches on each of those topics, we'll call them, okay? Aspects of culture, we can call it as well. As you read and as you learn about how, oh my gosh, we have architecture in our country that resembles, like the Grecian columns that they really developed. Oh, our sports nowadays, even everything right up to our Olympics. Oh my gosh, that stemmed from ancient Greece and when they developed the Olympic Games. Our language, oh my gosh, we have parts of our speech that are taken from the Greek language. Different roots of our words mean different things based off of their Greek roots, okay? We've already kind of talked about stuff like that, even when we were talking about prefixes at the beginning of the year. Oh my gosh, Greek style of art. Oh wow, that pops up in artwork that we see and we are very well aware of nowadays. So you're going to work your way through this packet. You're hopefully going to learn a whole lot that you didn't already know. Then you're going to take all of that information that you learned, and in your own words, you are going to come up with a final project. Teaching me, pretending that I don't know any of this information. Remember, that's always how we deliver things that we write or create. We're trying to teach our reader audience. So even if it's me that's looking over it, you need to pretend that I don't know any of this because you are going to teach me. You're going to be detailed, you're going to be descriptive, you're going to explain, and you are going to use your own words. Please keep in mind, teachers know their students well. Teachers know the types of words that you typically use. We know your speech and writing patterns. So if we go to look over things and we're like, wow, that sounds very much not really like how this student writes or phrases their thoughts. This sounds almost more of like what was pulled right out of the passage. Don't do that. Use your own words, okay? You guys are so good at doing that. But anyway, you're going to take all this information that you learned regarding how all these different aspects of Greek culture has influenced what we see in modern day culture, and you are going to create a poster or Google Slides or a PowerPoint, or you can record yourself dressed up as like a little news person giving a news report, teaching the viewing audience about how Greek culture has influenced all these different aspects of our culture. You could really take this project in any direction you want, okay? It doesn't just have to be Google Slides. It doesn't just have to be PowerPoint or like a little news recording. If you come up with something clever, like a nice, long, detailed poem for how Greek art has influenced artwork nowadays, and then how Greek architecture has influenced architecture nowadays, cool, do that. You can come up with a song. Cool, do that. But what you must do is make sure to include how each different portion of your packet, and I kind of detailed and outlined the things that I wanted you to focus on: architecture, music, artwork, language, government. They're all written on your instruction sheet, but you're also all going to find it in the packet. You need to specifically explain how each one of those pops up nowadays. How has Greek culture influenced what we see nowadays in government, language, music, art, etc., etc., etc. If you can do that with whatever route you decide to make your project, whether it is a poster, whether it is a pamphlet, or like a recording of you doing like a news report, whether it is a poem or a song or Google Slides, whatever you choose, so long as you cover all of those points and you're descriptive and you are not putting in the minimum effort, because we can kind of tell when things aren't super descriptive, okay? That's going to work for me. I kind of left this semi-open-ended because I wanted to also see what you would create, knowing that you have a while to do this project and knowing that you have the time. We all have a lot of time lately to create this in whatever way you wish, okay? I just want to see that you have absorbed information that you have read and are able to articulate how these different bits of ancient Greek culture has influenced our culture, okay? I know that I said this even back when we started Percy Jackson, but also when we started our ancient Greece unit in social studies, the Greeks hugely has influenced the aspects of life all around the world, not just our own, right? It's almost like little bits and pieces of Greek life and Greek culture and Greek history, a little bit everywhere you look. And I think what might be interesting anyway, once we all can start to go out and about after all of this is over, and say you're driving around and you start to notice perhaps architecture that resembles what you learn about here, that's like a Greek style. I think maybe you will, how am I wanting to say this? You'll take notice a little more of, oh my gosh, I think that has Greek roots. I remember reading about this in my Greek packet back when we did this, back when we were homeschooling. So please make sure, as you are going through this, to complete the little pages as well that kind of are like check-ins for, ooh, what are you learning so far, okay? But then also create a nice little final project detailing what you've learned. This little dude over here, this is something extra, okay? I would still like you to read through it. Once again, and I know I already mentioned this in the other video I made, like back when all of this started and I was detailing all the social studies work, this was supposed to be in like a book form. You guys, I know I can follow directions well, but I couldn't figure out in terms of like printing everything out and then like where each page had to be like it was like a whole process, and we were running low on time to have all of our materials put together. So I was like, you know what? It's not going to look like a booklet, so I'm sorry, this isn't actually in book form. You can still flip through everything. It is still in order in terms of pages to read. It just doesn't look like a fancy schmancy book. So please read through this as well. You don't have to hand this in to me. You'd just be handing in a blank packet. I just would like you to read it, okay? I hope this is helpful. I hope I didn't ramble on too much. In my head, I wanted us to create this project when we were all together in school. I would have been able to check in with you guys a lot more, because I know the open-endedness of this might feel a little to some of you who like to have everything like bulleted. I want to know every single detail. That's just how it's going to be tweaked because of the current situation we're in. But if you have any questions, or if I have not done a good job explaining this, please get a hold of me and ask me what I mean. I can even hop on the phone with you guys, and I can answer all of your specific directions. If any of you see this and you're like, I already turned this in, but perhaps I want to add something more, Maybe I want to add more detail to my project. Maybe I feel like I didn't put as much in as I wanted to, or, oh, I just thought of something else I wanted to add. Just get a hold of me. I can hold off on the grading, and I can let you continue your work on it, and then you can hand it back into me. That's fine. I'm very willing to be flexible. We're all kind of having to learn how to be super flexible these days, right? So I hope this finds you well. I miss you all bunches. I hope you're having a phenomenally wonderful day. And if you're not, you know what, that's okay. I've been having a few days where I'm not feeling my best, but tomorrow will be a new day. Make sure to be kind to yourself as you're being kind to others, okay? Much love. Bye.